our music is not really welcoming, but there's some hidden gifts over there. And then when you find that, it makes the whole thing really enjoyable.
Welcome to the Dreams of Consciousness podcast. If you'd be so kind, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hello, I'm Jeremie from the Belgian band Emptiness.
And Jeremie, how would you describe the music of Emptiness?
Oh, that's a big debate. When people talks about emptiness, they spend most of the time to try to put a label on it, and so even for myself, it's a bit difficult to do. We're trying to play riffs to transport the listener in unwelcoming places. Let's say that. And we really like to let our imagination go as far as possible. And then, yeah, it results in a kind of alien music. That's the start, I guess.
Would you say that Emptiness started in the Belgian black metal scene?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, when we started, Olivier and I were really into black metal. We were a teenager, basically. And it was a good time for black metal in the 90s, and it was exciting time. And I mean, yeah, probably like we were trying to be black metal somehow, but we never really managed like to play metal. I mean, what people consider what is metal. Even when we are trying, we are like, oh yeah, let's play like something really metal, but we never really managed to do it. Yeah, we are weirdos, I guess. Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit when you and Olivier put the band together? What were your goals? What did you set out to accomplish besides playing metal?
We came up early with the name Emptiness, and really everything turns around that. About it's a powerful word. It's something hard to grab and hard to describe what it makes you feel. How this word resonates, and that started like a kind of exploration, a journey. And yeah, it started like that, like being teenager, being in black metal, and feeling that thing deep inside of you, and you want to reach. You don't know exactly what it is, and yeah, at the end, like we spend most of our most of our life trying to reach that emptiness, and describing that putting emptiness to life, being emptiness alive. Yeah, that's fighting for that. Yeah.
Did you guys always have an interest in other styles of music, or was it something that you became interested in over time?
I've always been pretty open-minded, probably more now. Like I'm not that much into metal. I mean, yes, I am I'm working, as a producer, and I produce a lot of metal bands and following from a lot of bands live, and so I'm working mainly in metal. But for myself, listening to music, and then I'm going to what is good basically, and I like to know what's going on, and yeah, I'm really open-minded. I like to be surprised. I don't like to especially go back in the past things, having this reflex of always being stuck in the past. And I like to believe that there's always good music, there's always new music, and I don't want to miss a piece.
When you write songs, how does it usually start for you? Do you sit down and compose with an instrument, or do you explore production techniques, or
Yeah. It's always really different from an album to another. Really, we always start like more like in conversation, like, hey, what will be good to do, and really like starting to put image and really creating a world, and what will be a cool path, and then the music becomes almost secondary. Just imagine it will start like this, and we will go there and doing this, and then it's pretty, when we are excited about something, then it's just like we use our guitars as tool to create this idea. But it's a pretty cerebral process, really mental process, more than direct music improvisation, and there's no real magic behind this. It's really more thinking about it and what will be the best way of doing it. And yeah, I hope it answers your question.
Yeah. Do the songs all start with you and Olivier,
Oh yeah,
or do you guys write as a band and everyone gets to contribute?
like the big part is Olivier and I. Like we need each other, like to for something like to sound like emptiness, or like to just being inspired. Like we really need each other. When we have a clear idea and when the thing's getting more concrete, then we see the band, and then we are trying like to make it, for real, and then putting the presence of the other musician. It always gives a part of unexpected things. Also, like listening to their ideas and how they see it. But usually, we give already something that is a model, something like already pretty obvious where it's going, and doesn't give much space like to interpretation, to be honest. But still, like the influence of the bands, like really, if it's even if it's small things, like it changes everything and puts the magic of, when I was saying we compose a bit too much with our mind and not with our instruments. But the other guys are more musicians, and so they have this thing like, instant magic in playing the riffs and playing, and that's what we need them for. They are better musicians than us, and just their presence and their way of playing the things, like it's super important, and that makes what the band is. Yeah.
Do you demo the material for the other band members?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a never-ending process. Like we work hard on our albums. So we do demos, and then these ideas lead us to new ideas, and we're like, oh no, let's throw this away for making this, and like we always transform the thing until like we feel, oh yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, for the last album we had like, I don't know, 4 demos before meeting the band, then recording the whole album with the band as a demo, and then recording the album for real. Yeah.
Before the other band members get involved, do you use temp drums or anything like that? Do you record like temp instruments in a DAW to send to the other members?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really send things. I mean, it always depends of. I mean, I'm talking about the last album. We haven't sent much. We're more like, okay, we know what it is, and for ourselves, yeah, we record like some, a drum machine, and just for us to, having an idea.
Right.
But we know where we are going, so is helping us. If I just send that to someone, even like to band members, I don't feel comfortable with this. I like to be next to the person and just, okay, let's listen to this together, and that's what we are trying to do, and that's what we should try to achieve, and that's it. But yeah, I'm always really careful before sending something that is not finished. It's always like I don't know, pisses me off.
Okay. So at the time that we're having this conversation, the seventh Emptiness album, which is called Nowhere Speaks, will be released at the end of the week by Season of Mist. Jeremy, can you tell me a little bit about your intentions for this album?
Yeah, this time we were trying like to be as far away from Earth as possible, and that was something really new. Emptiness always like being in a kind of parallel universe, but somehow close to reality, close to home, mixing makes a weird version of what is Earth or home and make you feel uncomfortable. And here's the same. Here we are far away, but yeah, it's still our thing of making the listener feel uncomfortable. That's that's what we do, and yeah, the purpose always a bit the same. Like you feel uncomfortable. Like humans is not the center of everything, but we don't make it in an aggressive way. I mean, no, not really. I mean, yeah, there's no hatred or there's nothing like that. It's just like, yeah, it's not about you. It's not about humans. And so, yeah, we bring the listener in a strange place. And so, yeah, that was a new game that not using words in lyrics, for example, that will somehow bring you back to our society or to our home. Like always choosing words like, talking about forces, about the infinite, about, things that you cannot relate too much to Earth. And that was a bit difficult because I couldn't rely on what I call I don't know, like a kind of dark poetry that I'm used to do and that I like to do. Here I was kind of stuck and it was an exercise, yeah.
So when you say you like to make the listener comfortable, one thing that comes to my mind is the way that Emptiness songs sometimes end in very unexpected ways. For example, I think a lot of your fans will be familiar with the way that Nothing But the Whole
Yeah.
ended in a way that it seemed like the song was getting cut off. And this album begins with a continuation of that riff. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. I mean, when we were recording the Nothing But the Whole, when we did that cuts, we were not thinking we will make a continuation of it out of it. And yeah, that break was a great idea, like Nothing But the Whole. It was always this feeling of like you're opening a door and you think having a solution, but you never really find the solution. And then, a kind of frustrating album, and you always open a door, and you arrive till the end, you think, okay, we're going to give you something. And no, the thing just like, fuck you, get out. And here, like, it was more like, would be fun to do that. When we started to make the Nora Speaks, we realized, we go back a bit on what we were doing back in the days with Nothing But the Whole, and like, being a bit more heavy. And so we were just thinking, will be a cool thing to do, like 12 years later, to coming with, just finishing that thing will be unexpected, will be fun. But then we were not trying to make a second Nothing But the Whole album. We're not playing the same rules, but somehow it's connected. So basically, Nothing But the Whole's finish. Nowhere Speaks starts exactly there, and we quickly we travel in another dimension. You hear the end of the riff, and
Yeah.
then we wake up in another dimension, and somehow it's linked, but we are far away from that. And it's just everything happens at the same time, and that's what I really believe that's going on. Everything exists. Everything exists. So even this album, all our imagination, everything we are thinking about, with just infinite probabilities, for sure, it happens somewhere. And we like to believe that it happens somewhere.
You mentioned that Nothing But the Whole was like shutting a door. How would you describe this album?
The Nothing But All?
Oh no, this album.
Oh, the Nowhere Speaks, sorry.
Nor Speaks, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I will describe this album. I mean, yeah, again, it's a whole journey. Like we create albums. It could almost be one song. And so, yeah, we start a whole journey what was our rules of creation. I don't know how to say that. What we were imagining, it was, this civilization having, another knowledge than ours, and just that kind of weird warrior on his journey. And then that is one of the reality. And the other one, we're imagining this kind of sorcerer trying to seeing that warrior walking and making this his whole journey, like trying to influence elements around him, being with him or against. And so yeah, there's kind of two levels of conscience in that universe. And we were always playing, like when we were composing with Olivier, like, hey, now we are on that conscience or this other one. And we are always kind of, okay, know where we are. And so, yeah, it's an adventure. Yeah, don't know how to describe it more than that. It goes to feelings that are not easy to get, but they mean something. They mean something for something else, and somehow we can we relate, but we don't relate to what.
Would you describe this as a concept album? Does this tell a story from beginning to end? Like, is there a linear narrative?
No, not really. No,
Okay.
it's more, no, like the lyrics are really subjective, and even like what we what we imagine is not like, okay, now that creature arrive in the maze, or like, no, there's nothing like that. It's just more about feelings. What about what? Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, you're a producer and you recorded this at your own studio, Blackout. Can you tell me a little bit about the recording process for this? Did everybody track their instruments at Blackout?
No, this time, like, we were so it's the first album we're doing with Lai on drums. We were with Jonas for years, and so we rehearsed for the album. When I was telling you we're making demos and things like that, so like on a rehearsal room, and I was like, oh, it's good to have this process like we used to be years before. We were a bit like too comfortable in the studio, and here it's like, yeah, like teenagers again in a room. So I was like, yeah, fuck, let's record the album like that. I don't want to be behind a computer, and like, let's just put mics and just record everything we are doing, and then I will just edit on my side. And so yeah, that's basically what we did. Like, we give it a try on a demo over there, and then like we did it like properly, like bringing some good mics and good preamps, and basically recording everything that we had, and bring back that home.
So are you saying that you recorded the album live or you tracked the basic tracks live?
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry. Like only like the all the rhythmic part, drums, the guitars and bass all together.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
And no click, no click track. Like really trying to have that. When I was telling you that it's always been something that I regret in our past album, maybe like some kind of sterility in our way of doing things, by the fact that we are composing more with our heads than like really playing music. And so I mean, that was a solution. Like, okay, we have the idea, and now that we all have this in mind, now let's play it for real and bring what is magic in music, and let's have this magic in our world.
Can you tell me, as an engineer, what the advantages are and what the challenges are of recording live?
Yeah.
Because a lot of engineers will will get scared if you say that
Yeah.
you want to record live or you want to track together.
Yeah. So the thing is, recording live, you always have something that is worth listening at the end. You capture a moment. It's like it's like it's like taking a real picture and not photoshopping the thing one after the others to try to achieve the same picture. So that's, I cannot explain it better than that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you cannot go that much in details.
Yeah.
And of course, like all instrument goes on the mics or the other, it creates problems a bit for the mix. But all these problems are what is actually cool.
When you record vocals, do you like to do layered recordings? Do you like to do multiple tracks of vocals?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the trick I'm using for my voice. You know, I'm not my vocal is not like I don't put much power in my vocal. I mean, I'm doing my voice, and I know why I'm doing it like that. But like to give more consistency, yeah, I double probably like 4 times. One left, one right, two in the middle.
Okay, interesting. And is that to have like a I don't know, like sometimes a metal vocalist wants something like inhuman.
Yeah.
For you, what's the feeling you want when you do the layers?
Yeah, it's about my voice will sound too thin just by itself. I mean, I can use tricks or whatever, but the best is just doing it many times, and then somehow that little voice sounds big without screaming. So yeah, it gives, yeah, as you said, like something a bit monstrous. There's something like that, a bit more like not robotic, but yeah, more like a sounds more like a creature
Yeah,
than a human trying to do something.
yeah. For someone who wants to try to layer their vocals, what advice would you give them? Is there a trick to it?
Yeah, if you want to do it really properly, which I don't really do, I'm not trying to make my voice sound like one vocal in doing layers. I'm okay that we hear the difference from left to right and like that's. But if you are trying to accomplish like that, the right way of doing it, somehow, a good trick is like you record your voice on the left side on the headphone, and the one that you already recorded on the right side. So when you are doubling, you really hear like from the left to right, like any little difference.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so you just put this in a loop and recording again until like yeah, you feel like your voice is really in the middle.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Hmm.
So we spoke a little bit about your intentions for the album on the songwriting side, but as the person who handled the mix and the master, what did you want the finished sound to be? What did you want the overall experience to be?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like somehow it's not the first album I produced for Emptiness, and we already have our sound somehow. Even if our album are really different, there's there's that thing in common. It's always a bit too bassy, a bit not really sharp in the bass. Kind of being comfortable in the bass. With this album, wanted like some more aggression, something a bit more black metal in the guitars or in the feeling in general, a bit more noisy. Yeah, I wanted the album to sound big, to have to keep some dynamic, to sound natural, to sound real, and yeah, I was trying like to make it sound somehow infinite with the reverb and like the keyboards and like something like you can really listening like we are in the universe and we are in another planet, but also like to make it sound like a punk band playing the infinite. Like you can really hear it like that too. Like, hey, what are these guys are playing, because they're really playing that thing. And I like this opposition. Like somehow it's really human as well.
So the album will be out in a few days. Do you have plans for tours or festival appearances or anything like that?
Touring not, we have few shows. We play next gig in Malta, and then we're gonna present our album at home in Brussels, having a release show. Yeah, in the Botanic. It's a really really cool venue. It really has something special, and we are busy confirming other shows. Like we're talking about Mexico, but no tours yet. But it's something that's cool. That could come. We kind of excited to play live again. Our previous album Vid was released during the COVID, and it was a weird moment for everybody. And so that's already like some long time ago, and so we haven't really toured for that too. So basically, we're not really playing for a long time now. So now it's the moment. Especially we recorded that thing live, and like it's really meant to be presented live. And so yeah. So this summer we're gonna start rehearse again and prepare these gigs. And there's some more that will come, and we hope like next year, yeah, to tour and be in a bit more festivals.
We spoke about your sound and your relationship with black metal early on. I'm curious, nowadays, who is your audience? Is it still mostly black metal people and metal people, or do you feel like you're reaching people who are into like psychedelic rock or shoegaze and stuff like that?
Not really. It stays more in the metal world. You know, it's maybe more like what I would say, like a kind of Rodburn kind of audience, like
Okay.
post metal people, but also like more hardcore black metal and all this. But yeah, hard to say. Like, you know, from we don't have much people following us from the beginning till the end. Some people like an album because it was more death metal. The one it was, you know,
Yeah.
or like, oh, that's a really weird. So we always lose them, you know, from an album to another. So we are not. It's not the best business plan ever. But yeah, I guess it's not really the point. So, but yeah, the few people hardcore that follows us really get it, and that has no price. It's really cool, and still like it's few people, but a bit everywhere in the world, and yeah, it makes it exciting. It's kind of we carry our secrets, you know, and the people like that, you know, that kind of dare to spend the time and like to trying to understand, and like yeah, I think they are rewards. You know, we like to our music is not really welcoming, but there's some hidden gifts over there. And then when you find that, it makes the whole thing really enjoyable. I love to listen to my albums. It sounds stupid, but like for me, I'm always surprised how much it seems difficult to get. I mean, we are trying to make it a bit difficult, but we are always surprised. Oh shit! Like it's crazy or difficult it seems to enter these albums.
So by the time people hear this episode, Nowhere Speaks will be out through Season of Mist. Jeremie, please tell everyone how they can order the album. What's the best way to get it?
I guess it's Bandcamp. You go on Bandcamp Emptiness. I'm not really sure what's the name, and you will find it easily. And I guess yeah, that's just the best way.
And I believe Season of Mist created two vinyl versions for this, right? A black one and a transparent one?
Yes, yeah, it looks beautiful. I just received them yesterday, and yeah, vinyl sounds really good. I'm really happy with the whole thing.
Now, does all your merch go through the Bandcamp page?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Otherwise, just go on the Season of Mist merch page. I mean, there's an Emptiness page over there and merch things. We don't, you know, we focus more on the music aspect, and we're not really good for the, you know, business and promotion and merch. Like we are so not organized, and so yeah, it's basically the label taking care of everything, and that is probably better.
So if people want to get updates on tours, festival appearances, anything you might have in the works, what's the best way to follow you guys online?
We have a Facebook page, Facebook, Instagram. That's how we let people know. We only have this basically, yeah.
Jeremie, it was really nice speaking with you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for the interest and
Yeah.
the interview. It was fun.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want the listeners to know? Is there anything else you want to tell them about this album or anything else that you're working on?
Not that I'm thinking about. Just yeah. Good luck with this album. You will need it. But yeah, let's hope they find the gifts we leave over here and there in the album, and yeah, there's some secrets, and just go look for it, and yeah, give it some time, and you could like it. Good luck. Thank you.
Merci, Jeremie.
Thanks for merci. Au revoir.